Okay. Vera, the game against Ukraine was always going to be, or likely to be, the most significant one in terms of playoff spot or qualification. When you look back at the game in Dublin, what did you learn about Ukraine, and maybe more importantly about your own team?
I learned about Ukraine that they underestimated us. I think that they were overwhelmed about our structure and the way that we were approaching them. If I see how they played against Greece, which is the latest game, and their perseverance to get as many goals as they could, and the way that they did it, it's more that I've learned from that last game than our first game. Our first game was that everybody just wanted so much to get a positive result, and there was such an intensity. The whole stadium felt this intensity. They brought it. The crowd brought it on the pitch, and now the intensity comes just by the fact that this is a final. It's a final for everybody, both for Ukraine and for us. And Ukraine, well, we all know they need positive impulse. Is that the right word? Because of all the troubles that they had with the Krim, and they're looking for positive moments. And I'm sure that squad is really ready to go for it. But we as well, because yesterday I was talking to a player and she said, this is most likely the most important game of my career. So this was one of the veterans. So it's fantastic that we can play. I'm very happy that we played Germany last month, so that we've seen each other, that we know where we stand, we have prepared, and we'll see on the pitch with the final dots on the I.
Without your goalkeeper, though, of course. So what thoughts in that situation?
Yeah, well, to be honest, there was already a doubt whether Marie would be brought in or not. Let's be open about that. But then her dislocated finger gave that last push, because you cannot have the doubt whether she would play and the doubt whether she can be on the bench, because you have to concentrate on the others. So I would like to be open with full respect for Marie. She's taken it on board very well. And Marie is not out of the squad. Marie is very much in the squad, and we follow her. We've been in contact with her this week several times, also to monitor her injury, and she is on standby. But that is the honest story behind it. I'd rather be honest than I'll make another story of it.
Now, you've seen with the men's team, there was an outbreak of COVID, despite there being a bubble. How much does that concern you this week, and indeed in your traveling to Kyiv?
Well, it concerns us very, very much. The only thing that consolates us is that we are so much aware this week of it, that I think that everybody has self-isolated herself. What I heard is from all the players that they were really trying to get away from people. I've isolated myself. My staff has isolated themselves. I've not been out to friends. I've not been out to family. I just went to the shops like all the staff. And we hope that it stays away of our squad. We get tested in Germany. We've learned from that because now if somebody's positive, first of all, you don't have to get her out of the country from Ukraine. But second, we can then fly in somebody easily. So we travel on Thursday, playing on Friday. So we delayed our travel with a day so that we can test it in Germany and that we have all negatives on the flight.
Very best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Nicola, do you want to go ahead, Nicola, BBC?
Yes, thanks, Gareth. Hey, Vera, how you doing?
Hi.
Just, you mentioned there about it being such a huge game, Vera, just in terms of, being the person, I suppose, driving that and bringing this group together, and the magnitude of this game, and given where the women's game's at in general, just what does it feel like to be in that position and leading this team?
I feel privileged. This team has come from so far. over the last years, and I'm just now at that last little bit. So I'm so thankful of everything what has been done before I was in charge, so that we are actually in the position now already that we can qualify for playoffs. And I have a privilege to be the coach of this team, because the determination is so big. They are so ready to make this last step. And as a coach, to jump into a situation where a group is on the edge of that, they feel this is our moment. That's just a joy to work, and it's fantastic to be in that place. And I hope that I have been able to add that little thing that they needed from that moment on. But I'm very much aware that I'm the one who's privileged.
Brilliant. Just finally for me, obviously you mentioned Marie, but otherwise a fully fit squad, as you are aware.
Sorry,
you mentioned Marie, but otherwise a fully fit squad.
Yeah. The only little niggle was Diane with an ankle injury, but she played a full game with no problems yesterday. And was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Sorry, I'm losing track of time. The coach immediately texted me that everything went okay, that she's 100% fit for the camp. So we're all happy. Fantastic. And with thanks to her club, by the way, because they left her out on Wednesday in an important game to make sure that she would be fully fit for now, because they realized how big a game it was for her, for our country, and they decided to leave her out of the cup game. So I'm very grateful for that.
Brilliant. Thank you. Good luck, Vera. Thanks a million.
Emma Duffy.
Hi, Vera. How are you?
Hi. Fine.
Good. I was just I suppose just on the enormity of this game. Anya Gorman said that she feels the squad's on the cusp of something special. I'd imagine you feel the exact same way, and you're hoping to see it out.
Yeah, when you say that, I feel the goose flesh over my arms. How do you call it? Goosebumps?
Yeah.
Because yes, it is. It's a final. And we're on the fringe to do something special. And we feel if we get to the playoffs that we have a really, really strong squad to go into the playoffs. But we all are also aware that this game could go anywhere. It's an away game. We have to have a draw to be able to play those playoffs at least. So we're also very much aware that it can turn the other side, and we have to be absolutely ready. It needs to come from out of our toes, from deep in our heart, that it will turn out to be our day, because the strength of Ukraine and us are very, very close at the moment.
Absolutely. And then Vera, I just wanted to ask you, I suppose over the last few weeks there's been a lot of talk about equal pay with the men's team and that in the women's game. Is that something that you guys think about a lot, or is it something you're obviously not dwelling too much on at the minute, but it is something you'd like to see in the future?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's extremely important that those discussions are there, because of course it drives the women's game forward to another level. But at this moment, our concern is, of course, this game. If we qualify, then of course that will be brought back on the table. But both the players and staff, we have said together, keep it out of our discussions now, please, because we want to concentrate just on this game, and it will not make a difference to discuss this week. That will be after. First we qualify, and that is our main concern. And I'm so happy that we could do that together with the players, together with the captain, and that's how we stand in it. So we would rather not have questions this week about it.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Vera. Best of luck with everything. By
the way, I would like to give a huge thank to the FAI because we will fly with a charter on Thursday. And I believe that's the first time that the women's team gets a charter. Gender equality does not mean gender equity. Is that right? Equity, is that the right word? That you're equal? Yeah. So equality doesn't mean being equal. And but gender equality is having equal rights and opportunities. And with this COVID situation, having to travel, on a normal airport, being in lines with others, the risk of picking up the virus is so big, so that the management I wasn't even be part of that. The managers had said, we have to make this happen. If we say that we strive to gender equality, this is the moment that this is necessary, because otherwise we put our players into risk, and therefore qualification also into risk, part from the personal danger. So I got the message, like, we're flying with a charter. Fantastic. And it shows the let's say, the change in thoughts, that the women's game is in every single discussion, and they prove now themselves that it's not just discussion, that it's really serious.
Kale and coffee. Kale and coffee, no. Rory O'Hagan. Go ahead, Rory. Your mic there. No. Try again with your mic. No. It's the fanciest mic, and it doesn't work.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would help if I turned the microphone on. That does help. Hi, Vera. Rory here from Red FM in Cork. How are things?
I am fine, thank you.
Can I just ask you about the two Cork players in your squad, Denise O'Sullivan and Megan Connolly, and I suppose their importance in this Ireland squad?
Well, they're playing in the spine, that says it all. Megan has developed over the last year immensely, from a player that was in the lineup, did well, but didn't give something extra. She's now a player that's really a core player, one of the first players on the sheet. And she has worked so hard to become that stable player. She's backing up other players constantly. With Megan behind you always know that if you make a mistake, that she will be there. And that gives our back line the chance to focus on the space behind them instead of the space in front of them. So she's really a core player in the covering of the attack, let's say it like that. And Denise, well, Denise has it all. She's in the attack important, but also she's starting the hunt in midfield when we're defending. So that combination of those two players makes our midfield very strong, in my opinion.
Great, thanks, Vera.